20 years ago, I wouldn't have to wait so long. You look great, fellas. But many of them, I didn't even realize it at the time when I visited many of you in the hospital. They did an incredible job. The doctors are absolutely unbelievable, the job they do. So we were having a little meeting, and at the same time, we're signing some very important legislation, what will become legislation. And right now, it's an executive order, and having to do mostly with education. And we have our Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon, who's been so incredible over the last few weeks. I've been watching her on television. I'd like to tell her she could do better, but she can't. She's doing it better. So I want to thank you, Linda. Fantastic. And we also have Commerce, and we have Labor with us today. And
why does he still have that map up? Because it's one of his most proud crowning achievements. Like, this is a mark that he's thinking is going to last in the world forever, is the fact that he got to rename an ocean. Or a gulf, I guess, whatever.
You have been. Thank you very much. And Howard, thank you very much.
A bay? I don't know. What do you call it
take some
technically? I don't
questions
know.
after we're finished. Maybe I'll ask Will to step forward, and you can go through some of these. Also, Lindsay, you work with Will, two very talented lawyers, as you all know by now.
Thank you, Mr. President.
And we'll go through them. And Linda, why don't you come over here? In fact, what are the three of you come over here?
We also have a special guest with us today.
Special guest?
That's right. Annette Albright. Where is Annette? Annette Albright. Charlotte Mecklenburg, school teacher. Very special one. Thank you very much. It's a great honor to have you. You get all sorts of awards for talent. That's good. Thank you very much for being with us. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, please.
Sir, the first executive order we have prepared for your attention, there are currently laws on the books requiring certain disclosures of universities when they accept large foreign gifts. We believe that certain universities, including, for example, Harvard, have routinely violated this law, and this law has not been effectively enforced. So this executive order charges your departments and agencies with enforcing the laws on the books with respect to foreign gifts to American universities.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. We'll put it right here.
Next for you, sir, university accreditation is currently a process controlled by a number of third-party organizations. That's by statute, by law. Many of those third-party accreditors have relied on sort of woke ideology to accredit universities instead of accrediting based on merit and performance. This executive order affects a number of changes to the university accreditation process, also applies to law schools and other sort of graduate programs. But the basic idea is to force accreditation to be focused on the merit and the actual results that these universities are providing, as opposed to how woke these universities have gotten. So we're setting up new accreditation pathways. We're charging the Department of Education
pull accreditation
really
from schools now, or
accreditation mess, and hopefully make it much better.
Will we look into the past people that they've taken? For instance, I hear all about certain great schools, and then we read where they're going to teach people basic math that we can all do very easily, but they can't do. They're going to the top school, and they come out with a program of teaching basic math to somebody that got into a Harvard or a Princeton or a Yale. Is that part of this?
When universities are not performing appropriately, whether that's in admissions or whether that's in their actual instructional activities, that's certainly something that accreditors...
Notice that he's asking a question about his own executive order that he's signing. Does he have any fucking idea at all? Why is he signing this? But whatever.
Should be considering that right now we believe they're not doing.
Can other people please make a big deal about this in the media? Anybody? Hello?
So they're allowing people into school they can't do
like he doesn't even know what the fuck this is about. He has no fucking idea. Like, are they letting? What are they? He could be signing the teacher-student rape executive order, and you have no fucking idea.
Kids who worked really hard and #1 in their class at a high school someplace in New Jersey or in Mississippi, they can't get into the best schools. What is that all about?
Yeah, and I think that gets to your policy, sir, of meritocracy, that we should be looking at those who have real merit to get in. And we have to look harder at those universities that aren't enforcing that.
Okay, thank you. And this pretty much does it, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Sir, during your first administration, you made promoting historically black colleges and universities, HBCUs, a major priority. This executive order takes existing law on HBCUs and brings it into effect. We're going to be setting up a White House initiative on HBCUs. The basic idea here is making sure that every aspect of your administration is working to ensure that HBCUs are able to do their job as effectively and as efficiently as possible.
Thank you for telling me what the fuck I'm signing. What else? What else are we signing today?
Order relates to artificial intelligence education, sir. You've obviously done a lot in the artificial intelligence space already. The basic idea of this executive order is to ensure that we properly train the workforce of the future by ensuring that school children, young Americans are adequately trained in AI tools so that they can be competitive in the economy years from now into the future as AI becomes a bigger and bigger deal.
That's a big deal because AI is where it seems to be at. We have literally trillions of dollars being invested in AI. And somebody today, a very smart person, said that AI is the way to the future.
Wow.
I don't know if that's right or not.
So
but
smart.
certainly very smart people are investing in it heavily.
Certainly.
Next here we have an executive order on workforce development. This executive order is going to charge numerous departments and agencies within the government to reshape the way that we do workforce development. One example from the executive order, for instance, we're looking to get the total number of apprenticeships, new apprenticeships, up to 1 million in the country to ensure that in critical jobs areas, in areas where we currently don't have enough trained workers, that we're recreating that pipeline to ensure that, particularly as we onshore industrial jobs and new industries, that those industries have the workforce they need to be competitive globally.
Right. Very important.
Very
This
important.
is the EO that we're all here working together.
And in a way, this is like a training center, right, for what we're trying to do, which is jobs and great salaries. These are great salaries, too.
Wow.
That's exactly. So all those factories that you're bringing in because of your trade policy, we're going to train people in tradecraft, bring back tradecraft to America so that people can work in these factories with great paying jobs.
Oh,
we're
for
going to train
sure.
them, and we're going to remake the American dream.
Absolutely.
For all these people, we're working together. Right, Lori?
Absolutely. This plays right into America at Work Tour, which I have kicked off. We will
America Warped
work with
Tour.
our state partners and work with our businesses to see exactly who they need in that workforce, and we will skill and upskill these apprentices so they can get right to work and get in the field and build back this economy for exactly living the American dream. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. President.
Next, sir, we have an executive order on school discipline policies. Under, I believe it was the Biden administration, first Obama and then Biden, the Department of Justice issued guidance that made it almost impossible for schools to enforce adequate disciplinary policies. This created issues in the classroom for teachers and students alike. Basically, they focused on CRT and sort of diversity ideology instead of actually just enforcing the rules in classrooms to ensure a safe learning environment.
Oh, okay.
This executive order revokes that prior guidance. And
I'm so glad that we're leaving education up to the states and we're not federally dictating it. I'm so glad that we're valuing an independent education and the states can determine it and not just the federal government. Thank you so much for bringing that back, Trump.
puts us back in a place where hopefully the Department of Education can focus on education and teachers can focus on teaching in a safe environment.
And this was important for you, Linda, as I understand it.
Yeah, absolutely, because it gives teachers the authority now to have discipline in their classroom and discipline the person who
Oh
is
yeah,
being
discipline
instructed.
them. Yeah. Oh yeah. Woo yeah.
Took
Woo
that
woo
away.
woo 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 yeah. Any woo yahers out there? I'm woo yahing.
Nice. You, Linda, you should hold that.
Lastly, sir, we have an executive order on disparate
Funny joke,
impact
sir.
theory. This is a theory that underlies a lot of the modern DEI and CRT-driven diversity culture. The basic idea here is instructing your departments and agencies to no longer rely on disparate impact theory as they're regulating, as they're issuing guidance, as they're making rules. We want to focus on results. We want to focus on actual fairness. We want to focus on merit, not things like disparate impact theory and the whole sort of diversity, equity.
Family full of teachers, discipline is a thing that is just not allowed in schools anymore. Getting drunk in the bathroom and throwing up in class gets you sent home for the day. Yeah, but if you had to guess, where do you think that comes from? Now, I could be totally biased, okay? Also, because apparently I have I don't know where I stand on like disciplining kids. Some people in my chat, actually most of you, thought I was crazy when I said if my kid is in another kid's house, if those parents spank kids and my kid fucks around in that house and they spank him, that's on him. I'm not gonna get mad at those parents. Those are the rules in those houses. My kid wants to go to that house and that's the rule. Now he's 14 now. That'd be really fucking weird if anybody was spanking him. But like that's the rule in that house. I don't spank my kids or kid. I think it's spanking and hitting is weird, but if that's the rules over there and you break the rules knowing that, then that's on you, motherfucker. I feel like if there's a lack of discipline in schools, and again, reiterating, maybe it's different in other areas. I feel like that's not because teachers are woke or because too much CRT or whatever is permeated the classroom. It's because parents are spoiled fucking babies. And the thought that their perfect little angel could do anything wrong ever is just inconceivable to them, in my opinion.
Equity and inclusion cult.
It's getting out of that, huh?
Yes, sir.
After being in that jungle for a long time.
The jungle.
Okay. Thank you.
No auto pen there, guys.
Very good job.
Thank you, sir.
very much.
Appreciate it.
Very much. Would you like to introduce...
Why does this motherfucker have merch all over his fucking table? How many? Oh God, I just had a... Jesus, I thought I was tripping. Oh my God. Jesus, I thought I was on fucking LSD. What the fuck? I was like, wait a second. Is this AI? Is this the... Do you remember the really old Adobe Auto... It could like automatically fill in spaces? I'm like, wait, why did they duplicate the phone? Jesus.
This again and that, and
He's got 2 phones. He's getting so many phone calls. They got to bring in an extra phone for him. Oh yeah, content aware. That's what they called it.
Annette is right here.
Yes, Annette. Yes, please come over. Would you like to have some comments to make? I know you're a former Charlotte Mecklenburg school teacher. I'm a North Carolina girl, so it's nice to see you. Yes, from Newbern.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here. This has been an 8-year journey for me to raise awareness to the violence that's in public schools and the critical need to address violence in public schools. Again, been doing it 8 years because most administrations like to keep the violence hidden. We have 3 students that should be here with us today. We have Austin McCalf, I'm sorry if I said his name wrong,
Rip.
Serenity Baker, and Nizir Taylor from Charlotte, North Carolina, who was shot in the back as he was getting off of a school bus because they thought he was a part of a big brawl that happened inside a public high school. So this is very important and critical legislation that we have to keep our educators safe, we have to keep our students safe, and public schools have to be safe.
Who is hitting the mic? Stop.
So I think, like I said, I've done this journey alone, I've been on it, but I have a whole team behind me now. I spoke at the RNC and I told millions that Donald Trump and his administration was going to make schools great again, and I feel that we're on the right path, and I'm just honored to be here.
Thank you.
Clap and shatter your band.
Our great vets that are with us, and is it okay if I give her one? What do you think?
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank
That's
you.
so sweet.
Thank you. What an honor.
Great job. Could I ask Sarah to speak, Berardo?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank
Say a
you.
little bit about these great gentlemen.
These heroes, Mr. President, are extraordinary. This is my husband, Michael, and so many of our dear, dear friends who are here today. Many of them have met you, sir, in your first administration in the hospital, many times at Walter Reed.
Right.
And they've had long recoveries. Tomorrow, for my husband, marks 15 years since he was wounded in Afghanistan.
Wow.
And on that day, about 6 years ago, he had his 120th surgery post-Afghanistan. And you came to see him at Walter Reed.
120
and
surgeries.
so many others. And
What's this motherfucker
we saw
doing?
Great reform in the VA. Access, same-day access to prosthetics, mental health care, and we know that that is back. We're going to, these gentlemen were saying, Alex here earlier was saying, in the last few years when he's gone to get a wheelchair, the VA has asked him, this gentleman, they've asked him to prove that he still has his injuries, as though maybe his limbs would grow back. And they unfortunately did not. Yes, and we've seen that many times. And so we're excited for you bringing back the VA Accountability, Mission Act, Community Care, that were the hallmark of your first term. And we're so excited, sir, to be here. We're honored to be here. And thank you for all you do for our nation's heroes.
Thank you. Who's that picture on there?
That is Joe Biden, and it says, "Let's go, Brandon."
God.
That picture.
Oh, you might have lost your legs, but you didn't lose your sense of humor, sir. My God. Epic.
Ask you to sign it.
That's very good. Well, thank you all very much. Would you like to say anything, fellas? There's a big chance you have a lot of good people watching that believe in you. They happen to be the media, but they believe very much in you like I do. Anybody?
Mr. President, we're very happy with the energy that this administration is bringing, and it's an administration that does what it promises, and so we're behind you. We believe in you, and I think we all love you. We're going to speak for everybody.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to get you a better hat. Say a better hat. That's a good one. That was the original.
It was.
That means he was there.
I've been wearing it before it was cool.
That's right. That's an early one. We'll save that one though, right?
Yes, Mr. President.
Thank you. Anybody, please?
I'd like to say.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Well, I was just going to say thank you for loving America, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very nice.
We do love
Thank you
America
very
here.
much. It's true. Thank you.
Sir Bennett just spoke, save Michael Broder's life. And of course, he goes immediately to say thank you, as he was the one that saved Michael Broder, put him in the helicopter, and got him off the combat zone.
Wow.
So,
right there,
selflessness
Sean
of these
Tesno.
men is unspeakable.
Thank you.
That's great to you.
Yeah, he's alive because of that man right here.
Well, these are amazing people, great heroes. So that's really great. Anybody else? Yes.
I'd like to say it was an honor to serve. You were worth it. This country's worth it. It's because of what Christ paid for.
Thank you. And we have a spirit that people haven't seen in many years, at least 5. They haven't seen. I think even
God, he's
even
so
then,
epic.
because we've been through so
How
much
can
for the
one
last
man
4 years together.
He's so fucking
It was so
epic.
bad. It was so bad what they've done.
Can
to
somebody
the
explain
borders,
that?
what they've done all over the place, and it's really an honor to be with you, all of you. Incredible. And I'm going to give you these coins, and I think you're going to really like them. I think they're the best. These are the best coins. And you have your choice. This is gunmetal. I don't know. Soldiers like the black, but I
And he's
think you
even
like
giving
this
out
one.
merch,
It's
dude.
okay.
Can you sign
A
some
lot of
autographs
soldiers like
next?
the black. Here you go.
I love this
What do you
guy.
like?
I'll go the black.
Huh?
Yeah.
See, I told you. These are choices.
I'll take a black one, sir.
Okay, look at this. Oh, that rarely happens. You're different, huh?
Take a black one, sir.
Oh,
There you go.
that's great.
Call it the military.
No, but isn't it? I always say the soldiers, they do like it's gunmetal.
Gunmetal. Not just any metal, but gunmetal.
Gold is
I'm giving you. I'm
Mil
giving him
spec,
2.
guys. Mil spec.
We have 3 girls.
One
They're
for
going to
this
fight.
one right here. We'll get another one. There. Okay. This is actually fun.
He's treating him like fan. This looks like a DGG fan meet.
What are you gonna take, actually?
Jesus.
Okay.
Except less disabled people.
Gold one, sir.
Okay. You got it.
At my meetups, more at his. Fuck, I should have said more disabled people. I fucked it up. Fuck!
Wow. It's been an honor. And now people say it routinely.
Yep.
They don't even think about the other. They say it routinely. That's been a great honor for me. Okay.
Take a gold one.
Okay. It's almost even. I think gold is an edge.
I would love a gold one, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I think the gold, it picked up at the end, right? That's good. So I want to thank you very much, and especially that's a great story. Yeah? So what do you think of a guy like that? Pretty good.
They actually, him and we all served together.
Wow.
And Jared over there.
And Jared over there.
So you
And
guys,
I forgot to
so you guys got hit, huh? Pretty good. You got hit.
Pretty good.
Amazing. Amazing.
We're in a pretty tough area in Kandahar, in the Arkansas River Valley,
Right, it's
outside
tough.
Kandahar.
Their unit had a more than 50% Purple Heart rate, sir,
Damn.
in 2010.
You deserve it. You deserve that and more. We appreciate it so much. Brave, really brave, brilliant people. Thank you very much. Do you have any questions of
First of all,
the guys here?
I want to say
Mr. President.
thank you to the veterans who are
Absolutely.
here. Thank you so much for defending us. And then I wanted to ask you, Mr. President, because you said you want to bring the tariffs on China down soon. How soon do you want to bring the tariffs on Chinese goods
Well,
down?
that depends
We're talking
on
about
them.
soldiers right now,
We
okay?
have a situation where we have a very, very great place. It's called the United States of America, and it's been ripped off for years and years. These people know it. We talked about it before you came in. We've been ripped off by every country in the world practically, and friend and foe. And we're not doing that anymore. So what's happened is Howard, how many countries have we spoken to already? 90. And they all want to make deals, and we're going to make deals. But they're going to...
Wait, real quick. Does this thing read the underground belt as well, or does it only read what's overground here?
Be fair deals. They're not going to be rip-off deals. And, we were losing almost $5 billion a year. No country can do that. And now we have it down almost to even, maybe even better than even, because of the tariffs on cars and aluminum and steel. We have tariffs 25% on cars, aluminum and steel. There's a rush to build new steel plants, a rush to build new aluminum plants, and a biggest rush I've ever seen, that we've ever seen, to build car plants. We have like 11 of them or something, big ones.
Wow.
Where you guys maybe work, maybe you won't want to work, you'll do something else instead of that. But if you like cars, you'd like to work at one of these plants, the biggest plants in the world. 3 of them have left Mexico before construction started, 1 of them during construction. And they're coming to this country. They're coming back. Don't forget, and we get along great with Mexico, but Mexico took 32% of our car building business.
God damn it, so, Mexico.
It's amazing what's happened. Remember this number, anywhere from $3 to $5 billion a day. That's not $1 million, that's $1 billion a day. Nobody can even imagine it. And that's what we were losing. And, hence we have $36 trillion in debt and everything else. And in the end, I think what's going to happen is we're going to have great deals. And by the way, if we don't have a deal with a company or a country, we're going to set the tariff. We just set the tariff. Something that we think that will happen, I'd say, over the next couple of weeks. What do you say? I think so. Over the next 2-3 weeks. We'll be setting the number.
For China.
And we're going to pick, could be for China too, could be for China. Well, we're dealing with almost all of them. Too many to fully deal with, but we're going to be fair to them. But we're dealing with a lot of countries right now, and could be with China, but maybe we'll make a special, a deal, and we'll see what it will be. Right now, it's 145%. That's very high. It got there because of the fentanyl. They're sending, massive amounts of fentanyl into our country and killing a lot of people. Probably 200,000 plus a year, wiping them out. You probably all have friends that were killed. Somebody was killed in your family or your friends with fentanyl, and somehow it's made almost exclusively in China. And as you know, we essentially taxed them 10 and then another 10. We also taxed Mexico 25, and we taxed Canada 25. And that's the kind of money that's what's pouring into our country right now. And it's gotten us down from losing $3 to $5 billion a day to actually making money, but breaking even, let's say, but we're going to make a lot of money. And that money is going to be used to reduce taxes. We're going to get big tax breaks. We're going to, there was a time, I said it this morning, I think some of you were there, there was a time from 1870 to 1913, it was a long time ago, we were an all-tariff nation. Foreign nations pay taxes.
That's when we were great. Back in the
tariffs.
day.
And that was when we were the wealthiest. We were the wealthiest proportionately that we ever were. And they formed committees.
Was some retard trying to clap?
That we ever were. And they formed committees in 1887 in particular, but they formed committees to determine what we should do with all the money. We had so much money. You guys would have loved it. We had so much money, they didn't know what to do with it. We gave it away to different causes, and you haven't seen that too much anymore, although we give plenty away, but now we shouldn't be giving it away. We have to take care of ourselves first, right? But we were very wealthy. And,
is there any chance of a collaborated effort between you and other liberal streamers, podcasts, want me to form something bigger to move more people? Probably not right now. After I finish Factoria, we'll see where the world is, where my world is.
Panama Canal, we gave it away for $1 to Panama.
$1, guys.
I don't know.
Nobody knows why we gave it away for so cheap.
Sitting behind this desk, and that shouldn't have happened. Panama Canal, it was the most expensive thing ever built by our country in history. I'm talking relative dollars. We've never built anything so expensive. I think it was the equivalent of $1.7 billion. And we've never built anything like that. We We built a lot of things, but never so expensive. Then we started building other things. We had a lot of money to do it, all based on foreign countries coming in and paying us tariffs. And we're doing that again, and I think we're going to make so much that we're going to be able to reduce taxes in this country by a lot. And we're also going to treat those countries very fairly. But if we don't make a deal, which is possible, we're going to just set the price. Because you remember, they have to come in, they want to come in here, and they want to do business with the United States. So we want to set a fair price, and we'll do that. We're going to be very fair, but we'll set a fair price, and then they can make a determination as to whether or not they want to do business with the United States. And I think most of them will, and I think we're going to treat them very fairly.
Were you worried about what the 145% tariffs were doing to small businesses here in the U.S.? Is that why you're bringing it down?
No.
We're
not, bitch.
I haven't brought it. Still 145. I haven't.
But you said in the next.
I said it's a high tariff. It is a high tariff, but I haven't brought it down. It basically means China's not doing any business with us, essentially, because it's a very high number. So when you add that to the price of a product, it's,
what is this connected
those
to?
products aren't going to sell. But China's not doing any business. They were doing 1.1 trillion dollars. Think of that, 1.1 trillion dollars. You know what that is? And it was just very unfair to us. And we were doing very little, relatively very little with them. It was a one-sided, very one-sided. But we get along. I get along very well with President Xi, and I hope we can make a deal. Otherwise, we'll set a price, and hopefully they'll come here and they'll contribute. And if they don't, that's okay.
Sir, on your trip to Rome, there's a lot of leaders attending the Pope's funeral who also said they'd like to meet with you while you're there. Do you have any meetings set up?
Yes, I do. I have a lot of meetings set up. I don't know if I can do it. Do you want to help me out, fellas? I got a lot of meetings. I got every leader in the world, which tells you
how important I am.
Product. It's called the United States of America.
It's called something called like a little bit of phone calls. I don't know if I could.
But we have
you know what he means.
We have a great place, and it should be a lot greater. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to make it greater than ever before. It's very simple.
Who are you going to be meeting with, President Zelensky?
Well, I have a lot of meetings set up. Yeah.
And are you bringing anyone with you in the U.S. delegation to the funeral, like Secretary Rubio or a former president?
We have a couple of people coming. We'll announce it probably this evening or tomorrow. First Lady's going, and some people are coming with me from staff. But we'll have a number of people going. It's going to be. I'm sure it's going to be a beautiful ceremony.
I had one on Ukraine, but I wanted to ask you one about veterans since they are here today, and thank you for your service and sacrifice. I wanted to ask you about the cuts that have been made, including with the VA. Can you assure that veterans like these men here, those that have been suffering from mental health issues or burn pits, for example, will be taken care of even with the cuts?
So. In fact, they will tell you it's been better with me than any president in history. We had a 92% approval rating, which is unheard of. Up
guys.
50 points from the previous administration in my first 4 years, and we're doing better now. And in fact, now they have something, the call-in doctor stuff, where it's really become, modernized and great, where you don't have to go and travel sometimes long distances to get to a clinic or get to the VA. And I just heard this morning, I was listening to Doug Collins, who's the secretary, he was being interviewed, and the numbers are incredible. The approval ratings are the highest I've never heard numbers like this. It's better than the first 4 years. So no, there's no group of people more important than the people in this room. And I'm not talking about the media. I'm talking about
the media. LOL.
Right. There's no group, and they're going to be taken really well care of. It's very important to me.
And on the war in Ukraine, are you going to be meeting with President Zelensky? He's asked to meet with you this weekend. Will you be meeting with him this weekend?
I don't know that he's going to the funeral or not, but I just hope he gets this thing solved.
It's going to be his funeral. Am I right?
Think of this, 5,000. I was saying 2,500, and everyone was telling me that's low. 5,000 soldiers are being killed.
Every
week,
second.
Approximately. Think of that. Every week, 5,000 soldiers. But let's say from 3,000 to 5,000 are being killed. They're Russian and Ukrainian. They're not Americans, but they're Russian, but they're people. And they're humans. They're human beings. They have families. They wave goodbye to their son, and then they get a call that the son's no longer there. It's a vicious war. And if I can help solve it, we're not losing our soldiers, but we're losing soldiers, a lot of people. And if I can solve it because of a certain ability, that would be great. And if it doesn't happen, I will say that I think Russia is ready. And a lot of people said Russia wanted to go for the whole thing. And I think we have a deal with Russia. We have to get a deal with Zelensky. And I hope that Zelensky, I thought it might be easier to deal with Zelensky. So far it's been harder. But that's okay. It's all right.
Have you had
But I think we have a deal with both. I hope they do it because I'm looking to save. And we spend a lot of money, but this is about a lot of humanity. This is the worst. I get the pictures, the satellite pictures.
They're bad, guys.
I've never seen anything like it of the fields after some of these battles. It's horrible that it's going for nothing. We would have never had this problem. You would have never had that war if I were president. I guarantee you that. And for 4 years, you didn't have it.
Are you going to meet with Vladimir Putin? Are you going to meet with Vladimir Putin?
I will be meeting
in
with
Saudi Arabia.
It's possible, but most likely not. I think we'll meet with him shortly thereafter. Though.
What is Mr. Wickoff going to present to the
Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, during the Biden administration in the campaign, with inflation raging, he lowered interest rates 2 times. Now, with 2 consecutive months
now he's not doing anything.
of inflation being down,
we got to get rid of this Powell guy.
Theory you learned in the 8th grade says it's time to cut rates when inflation is down. He's not done that.
What the fuck?
Have you had any direct conversation with him?
No, I haven't called him. I might call him. I haven't called him.
He hasn't
I believe
called?
he's making a mistake by not lowering
Powell hasn't even made the
I think
phone
as well
call?
as we're doing would do much better. He's keeping rates too high. He historically has been late, except when it came to Biden.
True.
He was recommended by a certain person that I'm not particularly happy with. But he will hopefully do the right thing. The right thing is to lower interest rates, so we'll see what happens. I think we're sitting on something that's going to be very good with all the tariff money starting to come in. Our country's going to be doing really well, and hopefully he'll be doing. We don't have inflation. Groceries are down. When I first came in, people were there. They hit me with the first day that I was president. Somebody started screaming at me that eggs are up. I said, I just got here. And in the first week, they were going crazy.
This story is hilarious.
They were going
He just
crazy.
came into
They were
office.
saying, egg prices are too. I said,
He just got there.
I'm here for 1 week.
Yeah, chill.
Just leave me alone. This is the fake news media. And I said, what can I say?
Give this guy a break.
Secretary of Agriculture and a group working with her have done an amazing job. And egg prices have gone down 87%. Energy now is down $65 a barrel.
Oh God, do people put
Some
foundries
energy
on their ships
selling
instead of
gasoline for
furnaces?
less than $2 in a couple of states. Alabama, a couple of great states, and
fuck all
over
that
the
shit.
country. It's way down from what it was 6 months ago, 3 months ago, and that has a lot to do with the war. When Biden allowed energy to skyrocket, it just skyrocketed. It was out of control. Russia made a lot more money because they make their money on energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept saying, he supposedly wants to end the war, but he lets energy go out of control.
Explain that one.
We are drilling like crazy right now, and we have it down to $65 a barrel. It went up to almost $100 a barrel. And at that number, Putin and Russia made a lot of money. So I think one of the reasons, I think he has a certain respect for me. But one of the reasons...
That's why he's done nothing, you've asked.
Oil prices are down. I think this is a good time to get the war settled. Thank you.
Just one more question.
Thank you for that question.
For those of us that live here in the district, you said when you came in you were going to make Washington, D.C. great again.
Right.
One of the issues we've got right now is we understand there might be an imminent deal between the owner of the Washington football team, whatever you want to call them now, Commanders, and locally in getting the Redskins back to D.C. and RFK Stadium. That's on federal property.
Right.
Are you going to be involved in that negotiation?
Yep.
And would one of the stipulations be they change their name back to the Redskins?
Oh, I see. Well, that's a little bit. Nobody's asked me that one. Look, I think when the Indian population is a great part of this country, a great heritage. And we were talking about Massapequa, Long Island, the Chiefs, they call themselves the Chiefs. Well, the Kansas City Chiefs, they're not changing their name. A great team, great people, great owners, great coach and quarterback. I love the quarterback, like his girlfriend too, and his wife. His wife is
epic,
his wife
sir.
She's been a big fan. His quarterback's mother is incredible. I like that team. They're called the Chiefs. And frankly, I see nothing wrong with it. They call them the Warriors, and not that team, but a lot of other teams. And all of these Indian surnames and different names. And I'm saying that I think that's a positive thing. And when you go back to Indians, they polled this. They don't know why these names are being taken off. They're trying to, I think it's degrading to the Indian population, and it's a great population. And they like when they're, called by.
I don't think, I could be wrong, but I seriously doubt any fucking Native American in the United States or any American Indian gave a fuck that a sports team was called whatever. This feels like the dumbest shit in the world, but I mean, listen, if they renamed him and nobody cares, I don't know why you go back, but.
By various names. Now, Washington, the Redskins, perhaps that's a little bit different, but I can tell you that I spoke to people of Indian heritage that love that name and they love that team, and I think it's I think it's a superior name to what they have right now, and it had heritage behind it, it had something special. But a lot of the names having to do with, different places, not just Indians, but I think it's, they changed the name of the Cleveland Indians. Why would you take the name Indians off the Cleveland Indians? And now it's called the Cleveland something else.
Guardians.
Right? Guardians.
The Cleveland
N-words. Doesn't make
N-words.
sense to me. So, we're about bringing common sense back to this country. And it may be popular or unpopular what I'm saying, and I've just said to you, he's a nice guy. He got a lot out of me on this one.
That's what they were calling guys.
And I think most people agree with me. I think it really is demeaning to Indians. But to change the name of the Cleveland Indians, as an example, to the Cleveland Guardians is not.
It's
not
a fucking
the same,
joke,
and I'm
guys.
sure it has an impact on the team.
Thank you, sir. Elon Musk said he'll be stepping back from his work with Doge a little bit and only dedicating maybe a day or two a week to it. How long would you like to see that continue, and how involved would you like to see it continue?
This guy is radioactive. We need to get him the fuck out of here, okay?
Any individual. He's an incredible guy. He's a brilliant guy. He's a wonderful person. I've seen him with his family. I've seen him with a lot of his children. He's got a lot of children. He treats them good. He loves his children.
Not the memes.
But he's a brilliant guy. And he was a tremendous help, both in the campaign and in what
he
he's done
was.
with Doge.
Was a tremendous help.
We're talking about
Now it's time to get him out of here.
$200 million and rising fast, because many of the things that we were looking at are now being found out to be fact. It's terrible. I mean, the fraud, the waste, the abuse, the everything that's happened is just terrible. So I also know that he was treated very unfairly by I guess you'd call it the public, by some of
you
the public,
guys.
not by all of it. He makes an incredible car, everything he does is good. But they took it out on Tesla.
Sir, the question,
And
please.
I just thought it was so unfair because he's trying to help the country. But he has helped the country. I also want him to make sure that he's going to be in great shape, and I know he is. I mean, he's going to do great. He loves the country. He didn't need to do this. He did it. And I told him, I said, whenever you're ready, I'd like to keep him for a long time, but whenever you're ready, he's an exceptional guy. When you see those rockets go up and come back and land in the same gantry, nobody else can do that but this man. So he's just an incredible person, and he's a friend of mine, and he's a nice person too. He's a very nice person. He really helped the country, saved us a lot of money. And I heard him say that he'll start easing, he was always at this time going to ease out. And when he goes back to Tesla, that'll be taken care of. It's artificial. These were sick people that thought they were doing something. He's a great patriot, and it shouldn't be the way. That should never have happened to him. And
Sir, are you okay?
Right now, he makes a great product. It's a great car. It's great everything. Starlink is great. What he does is good. He's doing medical things that are amazing. And we have to, at some point, let him go and do that. And we expect him to be doing it about this time. But I'll talk to Elon about it. Thank you for the question.
A second question. Canada has an election coming up. How would you have a prediction for that, and what do you think the results?
With respect to Canada?
With the negotiations.
Oh, I don't want to predict other nations' elections.
Yeah, Canada's
It's tough enough doing this one.
I don't even believe our own election's true.
Look, I love the Canadian people. I like Canada, but it's costing us $200 billion a year to support Canada. $200 billion. And I say, why are we doing that? You know what? We can make our own cars. We have more energy than they do. We have more energy than anybody in the world. We don't need their lumber, obviously. We have more lumber. We have a lot of lumber. We have a lot of everything that they sell us. But in particular cars, they took a large percentage of the car making, and I want to bring it back to this country. I really don't want cars from Canada. So when I put tariffs on Canada, they're paying 25%, but that could go up in terms of cars. When we put tariffs on, all we're doing is we're saying we don't want your cars in all due respect. We want really to make our own cars, which is what we're doing in record numbers now. You know, we're going to be at record levels in a very near future because of all the plants, the car plants that are being built. And I'd rather see them made in Michigan and made in South Carolina and
anything else?
in,
No, Dan
states,
said it's going to be a little bit longer.
Tennessee. We have a lot of great car-making states, and we have some that aren't car-making yet, but they will soon be car-making states. And that's what I want to see for our country.
Same.
At the same time, I want to help Canada. I have spoken to the current Prime Minister.
Mm-hmm.
He was very, very nice, I will say. Very nice. We had a couple of very nice conversations, very good. But I don't think it's appropriate for me to get involved in their election.
Mr. President, if I may, this deal that you have with Russia, does it include recognizing Russia's sovereignty over Crimea?
I don't know. I don't even know what that is.
Everything is good. Look, I just want to see the war end. I don't care. As long, if they're both happy, they both sign an agreement. I have no favorites. I don't want to have any favorites. I want to have a deal done. I want to save the lives. Now, with that being said, we're spending hundreds of billions of dollars through Biden. Biden should have never let that war happen. We're spending hundreds of billions, maybe $350 billion we've given to Ukraine. And we could use that money right here. So I'd like to see that. But most importantly right now is when I see the pictures, the satellite pictures of the battlefield, if I can stop that because of an ability I have to do things, I want to see if I can do that.
Mr. President, thank you. On tariffs, you just mentioned that 25% could go up on cars in terms of Canada. Does that mean that you're considering changes to the auto tariffs and auto parts?
No, we're not considering it now, but at some point it could go up, yeah, because again, we don't really want Canada to make cars for us, to put it bluntly.
Yeah, fuck Canadian
we
cars.
Want to make our own cars, and we're now equipped to do that. They took a lot of our car business.
They stole our
Mexico,
shit.
Too, took a lot of our car business. We want to make the cars here. I'm running this country. I'm not running Canada. And that's why I asked Trudeau, who I call Governor Trudeau affectionately.
That's so epic.
I asked him, why are we spending $200 billion to support Canada, to subsidize Canada? And he was unable to answer the question.
Wow.
I mean, why are we doing that?
Yeah.
And
Trudeau, famously retarded compared to God Emperor Trump.
As a state, it works great. As a nation, considering the fact that most of the nation, 95% of Canada, what they do is they buy from us, and they sell to us. They sell to us. If we didn't buy their oil, and we don't need their oil. We have more oil than anyone, but we don't need their oil. We don't need their lumber. We don't need their cars. We don't need anything. So I said, why are we doing this? Why are we spending $200 billion? It doesn't make sense. If we needed something, that would be a different subject. So I'm working well with Canada. We're doing very well. We're working on a deal. We'll see what happens. But again, why, representing this country, why are we spending $200 billion to support and subsidize another country? Because if they didn't have us, and if we didn't spend that money, as Trudeau told me, they would cease to exist. He said that to me. They would cease to exist, which is true, certainly as a country.
And then on tourism, there's been a steep drop-off in international travel to the United States. It was down 12% last month, down even more from Western Europe. Why do you think that there are fewer people suddenly who want to travel to the United States?
They're haters. Call them haters.
There's a little nationalism there, I guess, perhaps. It's not a big deal, but, with the dollar being where it is, because, China would always fight for having a low dollar. Japan would always fight for having a low dollar, meaning a low yen, or in the case of China, the yuan. they'd always want to have China. I'd speak to President Xi a lot. I'd say it's unfair that your yuan is so low. I'd call up the great man, Prime Minister Abe.
Abe, oh, he loved Abe, dude. Abe must have talked with him on the phone all the time. He loved Abe.
And I used to tell you, he was a good friend of mine. I used to say, Shinzo, you can't let your yen go down. It makes it very hard for us to sell tractors. It makes it very hard to us to get tourism. And our dollar is
it's getting fucked.
A little bit on the low side. And that means that a lot of tourism is going to come in. But I could see a little bit of nationalism at work. And I could see it likewise with us, not wanting to go to certain countries. But
what was the original?
Do you think some people are scared to come here because they hear the stories of tourists who are detained?
It's just nationalism, guys. Okay.
A few days or even a week or two?
No, we treat our tourists great.
Our terrorists or tourists?
There's no place like this.
What do you say?
There may be a little bit of nationalism, but I doubt it. I actually doubt it. Yeah.
Mr. President, has there been any direct contact between the U.S. and China trade at all?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day. Okay.
And then secondly, would
That's
you
a no.
support a millionaire tax?
Millionaire
It would be
tax.
very disruptive because a lot of the
We need the
millionaires would leave the country.
True.
You know, in the old days, they left states. They go from one state to the other. Now with transportation so quick and so easy, they leave countries. You lose a lot of money if you do that. That would, and other countries that have done it have lost a lot of people. They lose their wealthy people. That would be bad because the wealthy people pay the tax. Okay.
So how did the talks today go in London? Do you think that the asks from Ukraine and
I think they went well. I mean, we got to get two strong people, two smart people to agree. And as soon as they agree, the killing will stop. But yeah, I think they went well, pretty well.
So
Mr. President, we understand that your economic team, many of them are here today, J.D. Vance, has negotiated what's called a monster trade deal with India, like biggest one ever. Can you share with us what some of the framework of that might be?
You said England.
India.
England.
India?
India. Mother.
What? I don't even know what that
They're
is.
not very complicated, these deals. It's about the tariffs. India charges almost more than any other of these deals. They're not very complicated, these deals.
Oh, international trade is not very complicated. Oh, no wonder we can get 90 trade deals in 90 days or whatever. Okay.
It's about the tariffs. India charges almost more than any other country in the world. And believe it or not, we do very little business with India, other than the fact that I like the Prime Minister very much. He's a friend of mine. He was here 2 weeks ago, as you know. And
Is that still Modi? Why does he love all the worst people?
The grass was very wet. It was very hard for people to stand on the grass. They got their shoes all ruined. But other than that, it was a very good news conference. And he's a great guy. But we do very little business. You know why? Because their tariffs are so high. They have among the highest tariffs, higher than China.
Among? What did he say?
They have among the highest tariffs in the world. And I understand they're going to reduce those tariffs, but it's really sort of their problem, not ours. We do very, very little purchasing in India because and selling. We do very little selling. I mean, Harley Davidson, I said, how are you doing in India? This is about 6 years ago. They came to lunch as a great American company. They make the motorcycles. And I said, how are you doing in India, as an example? Well, we don't do any business there. Why? Because the tariffs are too high. Said,
people would be driving Harleys all over India if just those tariffs were a little bit lower.
That's what they did. I don't want that to happen. They were forced to build a plant. Well, essentially what we're doing is the same thing. Remember, there's no tariff when they build their plant here. And everybody wants to build because they don't want to. And the higher the tariffs go,
the more they build
here. The more
here.
likely it is they come in and build a plant.
True.
If it's 25%, that's fine. If it's 50%, you get more plants. 75, you get more. At 100, you get more than that. And they're all coming in at numbers that nobody's. I don't think, Howard, there's ever been numbers like this.
Have there ever been numbers? There have never been numbers like this, sir.
Worth in 2 months.
The numbers are pretty crazy, sir.
It took me a month to get started, in all fairness. But in 2 months, we did this, and now we're coming up on 100 days, first 100 days, and I think we're going to be close to $8 trillion There was never any president that did even a tiny percentage of that. Okay, any other questions?
Sure. One of the deals signed by your 100-day mark, and China is saying that we're threatening and blackmailing them into a deal. What would be your response?
Well, I mean, China, look, I have great relationships in China, with President Xi in particular, but China has been charging us massive tariffs for many years. That's one of the reasons they were able to steal so many of our companies. They took our companies out of America, and they built their plants in China. And one of those things, so...
They're ripping us off, guys.
But at levels that nobody's ever seen before. No, we're going to get along great with China. I have no doubt about it.
Oh,
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Press. Thank you,
Thank
Press.
you.
Thank you. Send it out. Thank you. Thank you. Keep going.
Are people? What are the polls right now? Or I'm sorry. What are the betting markets on for Trump making it through this term? I feel like he's not going to make it. Like I feel like he's not going to make it.
Every day. Every single day. 40,000 people a year.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Same as gun violence, roughly.
Wow.
And yet most people feel safer when they get in a car. Yeah. Especially if they're the ones driving.
You're on the ground. You have some level of control.
Yeah. But the reality is your life is in way more danger.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
So then it's kind of a psychology question.
Oh, no. Wait.
Seed here. I want to talk to Sam, and then I want to talk. And Hassan, I'm ready to get on a call with you without any prerequisite. You don't have to watch the video. I think it's time we talk it out. And let me say, and let me add a caveat, or not a caveat, but a prediction. I think that Hassan, being the ever coward that he is and always constantly moving the goalposts, will find a way to justify dodging it. It will either be that, Ethan is way too gone to talk, or, Ethan's just going to get Destiny talking points, or Ethan's going to blitz me with Destiny, or what's the point of talking to him? He will find or he's just going to lie. He'll find some way to get out of it. That's my prediction. And we'll see. I mean, listen, like I said, we'll see what's what once all this shit settles. So I am going to talk to Sam, and then afterwards I want to talk to Hassan, and let's see who makes excuses and who's the coward and who's the liar.
Damn. Wait, why are these not symmetrical? Hello? Am I getting mindfucked? Hold on. This is at the very edge right here. And then it goes, wait. Up, and then this has to come out. This has to stick out by 1, because I have 2 cargo bays attached. And then this is at the very edge here, and this has to stick out by 2. Oh no, it's only 1. It's just the way the graphic looks. Fuck me. Never mind. Okay. Hassan, I don't think Hassan will talk to him. I don't know how he could possibly talk to him. So much of what he's done is indefensible, and now you've got like pretty large internet communities that aren't like on board with how unhinged Hassan has been. And I think that there's too many like things that he can be directly confronted with that he can't really like weasel his way out of. I would be surprised if Hassan actually talks to him. That would be surprising, but we'll see. I'm gonna kill my kick stream for like a minute and then I'll restart it in a sec. Hassan is now poisoning the well after.
Seems E will talk / debate with Uncle Sam Cedar. Breaking news, it seems E will talk / debate with Uncle Sam Cedar. Great. Amazing. Wait, what? Debate? They will most likely agree with one another. He is a committed anti-Zionist. Ethan, I mean. I'm joking, but that is probably what he'll do. He'll greatly present himself as being a victim of vicious smears from a lot of people who don't think he's sufficiently pro-Palestinian due to their incredible anti-Semitic opinions, and that he is simply misunderstood, and that he agrees with everything that Sam Cedar says wholeheartedly. And Sam, being the kind and gentle being that he is, will not push super hard to really figure out what Ethan's worldview looks like.
Damn. He's calling them both pussies. Okay.
Yeah, Tim Pool, Sam Cedar.
Jesus. Anything else running late? Dan said he was taking a minute, but he should be here soon, so. All right. Going downstairs. Oh, I shouldn't even restart it up here. Fuck, I should start on my route. I love you guys. I don't know which debates will be streamed or not. Tomorrow I'm going to UCI. Is that a real university? In Irvine? Please don't shoot it up while I'm there. And then after that I go to Detroit for my event on Saturday night. And then I'm probably just going to fly back here, if I'm ambitious, Sunday morning. And I'll stream on Sunday. So I'll be going Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Unless I stop on Sunday at your mom's house to fuck her. Woo yeah! Remote desktop cannot connect. Is the computer downstairs off? How long is Detroit to Miami? Ugh, I feel like that's like a 4-hour flight. Can we watch movies while I'm out of town? Yeah, sure. Detroit to Miami. I haven't booked my flight back yet. 3-hour direct flight. That's not too bad. So I could leave at like 9 a.m. and get here at noon. Actually, that's doable. I'll probably stream on Sunday. Oh, I built my thing out a little bit off stream. No, not off stream. I did a secret stream last night. I can't touch it on stream because I think it's illegal on YouTube. This guy, oh my god. I tried it's got that Trigicon, the 3.5 scope. I was aiming at my name. Just kidding. I would never do that. Aim at anybody. That scope is fucking baller. I'm super excited to find some outdoor range in Miami and go shoot it eventually, but whew. And then fuck with the configuration for my flashlight button and everything, because operator Cyan and chat got real mad at me. Please clarify when you say, yeah, go ahead for movies, you mean only your approved conductors. Yeah, duh. He's in charge of that. Ask Renlux. What is happening? Oh my god, I bet the computer is off. Why would it be off? I don't have a magic packet thing. Do you think if Dan just pushes the power button to turn the computer on, do you think that will, does it need to be logged into first for me to remote into the computer? Some dude on Reddit said the scope is too far forward. Oh. Yeah, I don't actually know where I have to shoot with it a few times, and then I'll be able to feel it once I start shooting with it. I've never had like my own scoped gun before though, so I don't even know where it, like, it might be that the scope can literally rest on your eye because it's 5.56. It's not, there's like no, some people were like, oh, you're going to blow your eye out, but there's like no recoil on AR-15. So, but it might be just enough to where it doesn't, I have no idea. I don't know. I'll go shooting. I'll figure it out. We'll feel it out. Or remote service, Google? If Google, you can do it from the, what? No. Remote desktop. Your light looks awfully close to your muzzle. You're concerned about carbon buildup. I'll probably move the light back, I think. I need to figure out how to do that. But I'll fuck, like I said, I'll fuck with all when I go range. Your scope is known for losing zero. I'm pretty sure this is like the singularly most highly recommended scope for an AR-15, literally like of all time. So I don't know if you're on K or what particular gun form you're on, where there's some people that like exclusively suck off one brand of optics or whatever, but I'm like 99% sure that this is like one of the most highly recommended, like stock, like everybody says this is a really solid scope. I'm pretty sure they use it in the Marines. They use, like, it's a very, very, very solid, reliable scope. So, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Do you think one thing producing magazines is enough? I bet it will be. Hopefully, we'll figure it out. It's really good in Tarkov. I have to wait for Dan to say he's downstairs. When you're in the studio, can you push the power button so I can remote in and start the stream? Everybody uses LP, or people use LPVO. I had a recommendations for a couple of those, but it seems super overkill because I still don't know. I don't even know when I'm gonna be able to go to an outdoor range. I've never shot technically at an outdoor range before that's not like for trap or like for shooting clays, basically. The big boy variable optic I got recommended was this guy. $2,400. Jesus, though. What does this do that it's so fucking expensive? Do you just like twist the knob and it zooms in and out or something? Or... Can you explain the benefit in allowing companies to report SBC based on vest date price per share rather than the grant date price per share? Why should the company be able to accurately report SBC in financial statements but take a much longer deduction? I have no idea what the fuck that even means. SBC, share-based compensation based on the vest date price per share. So you're saying that once a share is vested, that's the price they report for compensation rather than the grant date? I don't know how you would determine that. Of which computer they all seem to be on. Destiny fighting with Destiny. Wait, why are you... What? Hey, dipshit, this PC is on already. Oh. Try restarting. Fuck, and then one huge problem. There is no way for me to play Factorio on my iPad, is there? Oh, fuck. The one thing I might miss my laptop for. I should be writing out my abortion arguments anyway, I guess. Oh, it's updating. God damn, dude. That moment on stream, when I read and they were like, we're discontinuing support for Windows 10. And it was like, damn, that feels so early. I feel like they support operating systems for like more than 5 or 6 years or whatever. And it was like Windows 10 came out in 2015. I assume you can do abortion arguments in your sleep, no? And didn't that woman also refuse to meaningfully engage and wouldn't do a hypothetical in good faith? Anytime you're stepping into a specialty arena, you should pay due diligence and make sure you're really well prepared. Like, I think I got invited to that school. I think it's by like the pro-lifer club or something. So Leela's arguments will be as sharp as a public figure that constantly debates abortion will be, and then the students will ask questions. So I should have like I'll write up what I want everything to be. It's good to be formal in your preparation for that. Earlier you said something about Modi being a terrible person. Would you be willing to elaborate on how you came to that conclusion? Nope. I actually don't know much about it other than I've heard he's horrible. And that he's super greedy with how he treats the expansion into Kashmir. But I don't actually know that much about Modi, so... See if Steam Link works with Factorial. Yeah, but it's like a Steam Link thing. I feel like the controls are probably going to be shit. Know when it's on, and I will try to. Just put infinite mining research on and let it run. No, I can't do that yet because I need artillery. Because what happens is I woke up this morning. I woke up this morning and my whole chest full of laser turrets was exhausted. This was like full of blue and purple turrets. And what happened was one of these stupid fucking worms grew like right here and was just infinitely destroying my laser turrets out of range. And then I had to... So, yeah, I need artillery first, man. Are you no longer updating into that Obsidian? No, I will again. I need to beat this once I beat Factorio. You guys wanted me to do Factorio again, and it was a good thing to get into to while my court shit is flowing through, so. But once I finish Factorio, we'll go back to updating Obsidian again and reading more and all that, too. Okay. Oh, I'll probably write up my abortion prep on the plane tomorrow morning. What the fuck? Oh, I can stand on a retard. He can start up, yes. Okay, I'm turning off kick again, and then it'll start up again in a second for you guys. Hopefully. I haven't voted in Canada yet and don't care who wins. Proxy vote through me, say a name. Carney. The debate prep for your abortion argument should be there in the Obsidian too, right? Did I debate for one in the past? I don't know if I was writing my debate prep down yet. Okay. All right. Cake.com/Destiny. Doing a show with Dan. Be careful. I love you guys. I'll be downstairs in 5 minutes. Don't die, okay?